Oh, my nose. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in to the live. Come on into the live. Corwin L. Gilliams here from CLG Lifestyle. Hope you guys are feeling blessed and grateful to be alive. Coming at you with another message for those of you who have been subscribing and watching my live. I've been on Facebook for the past couple of days, so if you go on my Facebook, Corwin L. Gilliams on Facebook, you'll see my most recent lives. I've been going back and forth on different platforms, but I think I'm going to be back on YouTube for a bit and then just share the link to my lives on Facebook, because what I realized with Facebook is that my lives are not they expire after like 30 days. On YouTube, however, my live is there for however long it's going to be there for. So definitely I'm going to leave the links in my description box so you can have access to my other platforms. But definitely check out my Facebook platform so you can get access to the other lives that I did. And so yesterday's live I talked about persistence, right? Persistence. And that live or that message was inspired by a YouTuber that I was watching who was talking about, that God had given him a desire for marriage, and he began to, basically apply the works that is required to exercise faith, right? And so he was like, yeah, he went on all of these dating apps or whatever, and to no avail. And so he wanted to give up. And then he said that the Lord appeared to him, right, and was like, is that it? Basically, are you going to give up? And so he said also what the Lord said was that there's a level of persistence that's required to receive your desire. And that thing hit me like a ton of bricks, because sometimes stuff, right? You know what's true, but then when you hear it, or when you hear it in a different capacity or in a different way, it like really inspires you, right? It encourages you. You get like a re-energized, and it gives you the strength you need to keep pressing forward. And it did so much so that I wanted to make a live. Look at this sunset. Not sunset, but sunrise, I should say. Look at it. You can't really see it too well, but so that's what led me to make the live, right? And so I wanted to continue on what I was talking about persistence. And so a lot of the times God gives us a vision, he gives us a dream, he gives us a desire, and we get excited in the beginning, but somewhere along the line, throughout the journey, that excitement and that fire goes away. And persistence requires you to extend or execute a certain level of activity, belief, works. You have to, whatever it is that you're achieving, you have to begin to build, right? Begin to build, starting with the foundation, starting with, everything that is required for a solid foundation, the walls, the beams, the pillars, everything that you're going to set up within the house as far as the electrician and the plumbing. Then after that's done, then it's the it's the setting up of like the cabinets and I mean, from the blueprint to the full manifestation of the wow. This sunset is so cool. Let me turn it around again. Let me see if I can turn the camera on again. It's like you can't really see it. I don't know. You can't really. The sun rising. I keep saying sunset, but the sun rising. Let me see if I clean the lens. Hold on. I think I need to clean the lens. Let me clean the lens real quick. Do I work for Amazon? No. I do not work for Amazon. Hold on. I'm cleaning the lens. Is that better? It's a little better. You can't really see it from my view. But anyways. So from the blueprint to the actual manifestation and the building of the house, right? There's works that need to be done. And so God is saying it's the same thing for you as a vision, right? As a seed, whatever God has placed in your heart as a desire, as maybe it's to start a business, maybe it's to go back to school, maybe it's to get fit, maybe it's to eat healthier, maybe it's to, I don't know, whatever it is that God has given you, that you know is a desire from God and He has affirmed it, but you along the way have gotten tired, you have grown weary, you know what I'm saying, you feel like giving up and you need some encouragement. This live is going to encourage you, okay? There is a level of persistence that is required to achieve your desire. Wow. So in other words, faith without works is dead. There is a certain amount of works, a certain amount of activity, a certain amount of execution of bandwidth and energy that is required to bring to full manifestation your desire. Okay? So whatever it is that you're believing for, whatever it is that you're desiring, whatever it is that you have been standing for, it could be years. You know, there are things that I've been waiting on for 8+ years. And some will say, well, maybe you're doing the wrong thing. Maybe I am doing the wrong thing, right? Maybe I am, misaligning my faith. I don't know. But that's for me to now go to God and be like, you know what, God, I've been waiting for this thing for 8 years, for 9 years, what's going on? And then it's for God to let me know, okay, Corwin, yeah, thank you for finally coming to me, but you've been doing this wrong, or this is what you need to do, right? So, and then again, it can just be that's the time. That's just my set time. It could be 9 years and a day. And then all of a sudden, everything that I've been believing for, everything that I've been desiring just happens like that. And I've been called to talk about Tabitha Brown, right? For those of you who don't know, Tabitha Brown is someone who, it appears, had an overnight success, but when she tells her story, it is evident that she has been believing God for some things for a very long time. And it just so happened that in her season, in her 40s, you know what I'm saying, have a full family and all of that, that she had her breakthrough simply because she did she was going on Facebook. I believe it was Facebook. She was doing lives on Facebook, and she bought a sandwich from Whole Foods, right? She had become vegan because of some pain that was going on in her neck or in her head, and she had shifted her diet, and she started to talk about her diet, her new diet, what it is that she was doing, right? And she went on and did a live and talked about how good this sandwich was from Whole Foods. And from there, it was over. Like, from there, she got, the right person saw her. She got basically a collaboration deal. From there, it's been up and up and up, okay? Tabitha Brown. And so I say that to say, your life can change overnight. Many of us have been walking with the Lord for a long time, and we have been believing for some things for a long time, right? And, we're like, God, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? But you just can't stop. No matter how much you complain, no matter how much you feel weary, you just cannot stop. You just want to keep going and going like the Energizer Bunny. And so persistence, it's the Spirit of God in you that is strengthening you and making you continuous in your journey, because there is a level of persistence that is required for your manifestations to happen, for your desires to happen. There's a level of persistence, okay? So that's basically it. I'm going to get something to drink, I guess. I don't know. I might, yeah, so that's it. Don't forget to check out the description box on this live and how you can see my other platforms and how you can support. Thank you so much for watching. I am Corwin L. Gilliams from CLG Lifestyle, and I'll talk to y'all later.